Racing. It's one of the most exhilarating sports in the world. It's also one of the most expensive. For aspiring drivers, the cost of a single season can be staggering. The grueling physical and mental demands and the pressure to sell yourself to sponsors, it's no wonder so few ever get their shot at greatness. What if we could change that? Through physical, mental, and racecraft challenges, only the most promising and adaptable drivers will survive. Earning up to $250,000 of support, who has what it takes to become a champion, and who will fall short? The battle begins now. I'm Alex Sedgwick. I'm the head of driver development and operations for PT Autosport. I've been racing since I was 8 years old. I started in 2007. Most recently, I competed with PT Autosport and JDX Racing in the Porsche Carrera Cup here in the USA. When I was 13 years old, I was running in effectively my last year of karting. We kind of hit a brick wall in terms of the support that my family was able to provide for me, running out of a little car and a little trailer against teams with hundreds of thousands of funding. And we saw an advert for the Ginetta Junior Scholarship, which was a shootout that was open to drivers with a very minimal level of car racing experience for a fully funded season in the Ginetta Junior Championship. I applied. I ended up winning that scholarship, and that provided my opportunity to start racing cars. Without that opportunity, I wouldn't be where I am today. We wanted to provide a similar opportunity here for a deserving individual, but we wanted to make it a lot more well-rounded. We wanted to look for a lot more characteristics. We wanted to really find what makes our winner tick so that we're able to provide that ongoing support and hopefully find someone that's deserving of an opportunity over multiple years and multiple seasons, so that we can get them to a position where they're able to make a sustainable career in racing without our support for many years to come. Congratulations for making it this far. You're here to learn. There's going to be lots of information from your coaches. So it's very important that obviously you listen to their instructions, you listen to their advice, their coaching. They're not here to hold you back. They're here to help you. They're here to develop you. They're all very, very good at what they do. So it's important that you remember that and remember why they're sat next to you as well. You know, these are the guys that are assessing you directly when you're in the car. These are the guys that are feeding back to us and helping us make our decisions and feeding into obviously the data we have from the car as well. Make sure you listen to your coaches, make sure you build up gradually over time when we get to the driving aspect, and our coaches have full authority to cut you from the shootout if they don't feel like they're seeing what they need to see from you. Look around the table. These are the people you're competing against. These are the people in your way of achieving what you came here to do. Cooperation is good, but remember that you're here for competition. You're not here to make friends. Do you have the determination? Do you have the grit? Do you have the right, ingredients to make a success of the opportunity, to view it the right way, that, you're committed, you're hungry enough to take this opportunity and make the most of it?
So my parents surprised me with karting for my 7th birthday. I was turned down, I was rejected because I was too short. And when I was 8 years old, I went back and my mum got me some platform shoes and it gave me a bit of a boost. Owner of the kart track was there and he said to my mum, like, oh, he's pretty okay. Yeah, the rest is kind of history. I mean, we all know racing is a heavily financially demanding sport. It was after COVID. Unfortunately, my father had lost his job and had to stop racing, and I kind of just kept involved in it with working with my team and just being a coach and kind of helping out whenever I could. I was almost like, oh, is it time to kind of give up on the dream and let it go, and that was tough. It was really upsetting seeing other people get opportunities and still be able to do it. I'm super jealous, which is, I think, a normal reaction. But you just have to keep going and wait for your time.
I had to quit my lifelong sport of soccer in order to work to help pay for racing, which was a pretty big sacrifice because at one point in my life, I wanted to be a professional soccer player. So kind of letting that go in order to chase this dream. Yeah, I think my younger self would be proud. I think my younger self would have had no clue that I actually would have been crazy enough to follow through with this and give it a shot. Younger me would be really proud that I found the courage to do that and am chasing opportunities like the PT Autosport Shootout.
My first race was in West Palm Beach. I was probably like 5 at the time, and my dad took me down. He was always by my side, pushing me, especially when I had the off days. Coming up with funding and budgeting was very difficult at the time. It definitely took a toll on me, my family, and didn't give us a lot of options for what I would do in the future. I'm glad to be here because this has given me an opportunity to continue my dream.
Well, as a racing driver, it's more than just driving around in circles and looking pretty. The fitness side of things is really important to kind of fulfill the full role. So it's really crucial for us to run this fitness test to really see the kind of dedication that these drivers have, both on and off track.
We're going to be starting off with 2 minutes of press up, so whoever wants to go first out of your pair. It's not a case of trying to smash out as many as you can. It's a case of form, commitment. We want to see that you're going to push to the end. So yeah, if you get into position, and we'll, when you're all ready, we'll get going. 3, 2, 1. Go. Next up's going to be sit-ups. It's going to be 2 minutes, as many sit-ups as you can. Back all the way to the floor and all the way up as high as you can go. There's no kind of reaching or anything. We just want to see a full rotation of a sit-up. 3, 2, 1. Same match, same pairs. It's going to be a plank. Make sure you keep your back flat, keep good form, and for as long as you can. So get in positions. 3, 2, 1, start. Next up is the bleep test. You're going to hear a beep. When you hear the beep, you've got to set off from whichever end you're at. And basically, if you don't make it to the other end by the time it beeps, you're eliminated.
3, 2, 1.
I ran in high school as a cross-country and track and field runner, long distance, and there was a point where I signed a contract to run NCAA Division I for my school. It was a dream that I had for so long. But there was a point where actually I was injured entering my track season of college running, and there was a decision that I had to make. And I was watching a driver in SRO by the name of Jason Hart, and they made a video talking about wisdom, specifically to young drivers. And he made a key point: if you don't give it everything, I don't know how you expect to make it. And a few months after that, I made the decision to drop my scholarship, resign from school, and change my educational pathway so I could be flexible so I may pursue this dream. And when I told my parents that racing and motorsports was something that I wanted to pursue full-time and make it my career no matter what it cost me, my dad was all in for it. He saw the passion that I had for it, and he was willing to do whatever it took to help me get to that level. My mom was a little bit more concerned. It was the aspect of like, how are you gonna pay for stuff?
2 minutes, have a breather, have a drink. We're going to head out back for the reaction test.
Yeah, a bit of a new addition this year, as far as I'm aware, was the reaction balls.
If it flashes red, catch it with your right hand. If it flashes green, catch it with your left hand. If it either flashes blue or doesn't flash at all, catch it with both hands. It's not a pace thing, it's an accuracy thing. We want a consistent flow of the ball. We don't want you to drop it. We're looking for accuracy, hand-eye coordination, brain processing speed. 3, 2, 1, start. Seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. That is fitness test done.
I'm looking for someone who I feel like is going to be a good racer. I'm not looking for someone who's going to be a good social media star or personality. I want someone who's going to be a good race car driver.
We would like to see somebody take the car around a circuit and be in control of the car.
Are they smooth? Are they aggressive? And how they respond to obviously our inputs.
You know, you can have a driver that is really quick, but if they're not willing to learn and they're not committed to kind of improving themselves and taking the feedback, then you know the pace is worth nothing if you've not got the ability to kind of take on that feedback and be willing to learn.
I think they've got to have the right attitude, you know, in front of sponsors.
How they are with the team, other people, their competitors.
How well can they be sold and how well can they be put in front of a camera and represent brands and names? You are representing the PT Autosport name. It's a big title to kind of to wear on your chest, and we really want to have someone that can wear it proud and also, you know, keep the brand image looking very good and clean as it is already.
All right, so newly repaved here at NJMP, which means the track is now way faster. Flying down the main straight, reaching the top of 4th gear, looking for your braking point on the left, 325, hard on the brake, stay out of the ABS. Use a little bit of that inside curb all the way out onto that exit curb before turn 2. Turn in, start to lift off after you turn in. Be brave, it's a big blind crest. You've got a big old launch over the inside curb. It's terrifying, be brave, make it work. Turn 3, another big bravery corner. It's not flat, but it's very, very nearly flat. One of those heart in the mouth moments. Coming up to 4, over the crest, feel the car get light, braking at the start of the curb, but you want to get to the brakes and pitch the car in, feel it rotate under you, down to 3rd, into the apex, early as you can on the throttle. There's a new wider exit curb here, use all of it. Coming up to turn 6, the braking zone, looking for the one board on the left, tiny little brake, just a brush of it, just enough to get the car pitched in and rotating. Stick to the white line, looking for your braking markers, and there's a grip pocket, almost a little compression, all the way out to the left to the apex curve again. Really, really long right-hander now coming into the octopus, into 9 and 10, and then as you see the inside curb of turn 9, the entrance to 10 is confusing. You actually want to sacrifice it massively, stay middle of the track, and you actually want to sort of pitch in and aim for that apex curb as you slowly roll out of the throttle. Nice, quick, flat 11 and 12 S's. If you're really, really wide, use the curbs. If not, you don't need to. Keep it flat, then your last corner, turn 12, keep it absolutely pinned all the way out to the exit curb again. Listen for that vibration, that rumble, looking for your 5th gear just before the line, and then do it all over again.
In the car, you have that kinesthetic feeling, which is basically your body and exactly like the forces being transferred on your body, G-forces.
Where in the sim, all you're really doing is listening to the tires. It is really mental training. It shows us where we're going on the track, some of our braking points, about what gear we should be in, but it doesn't give you everything.
The sim is a useful tool that we've always used as drivers ourselves, but it's been really good for us in this assessment to really see how some of the more sim experienced drivers have used the time on the simulators yesterday. It's a great tool to really kind of fine-tune these drivers without the financial risk when it goes wrong of having to pay the damage bill. Just hit restart and go again.
From 2015 to now, in 2024, all I've done is sit in front of a computer and drive in circles. I've focused mainly on stock car racing, so I've been a big NASCAR fan my entire life. I watch over my grandparents at the moment because they're both dealing with their own issues. They have they're getting older, things that come with that. And I've been playing the role of the caregiver for a few years now, reaching the point in my life where my priorities need to align my ambitions and personal responsibilities. Every once in a while, I'll need to apply for a race that doesn't quite take PayPal, so I'll have to ask them if I can ask for the credit card and all that. I'd like to take that first step here and prove to them that what they did was worth it.
Yeah, we had 4 sessions on track today. It was really good to get everyone in a real car, because some of them are sim racers and never had the feeling of a car before.
First session went great. It was awesome to be back in the car again. Of course, first lap was bringing back all of the feelings from being in the car before.
With Bryce, this is his 3rd year. He's qualified since PTO Autosport's inception. He's been here every year. This year, he feels completely different. He feels like he's taking on board everything that we're giving him, all the advice, and he's turning that into positive results from the car.
You only talk in a split second. Yeah, okay. Good job, though. Yeah, thank you.
Obviously, we weren't going to a point where we were going to find the limits of the car right now in this past session, but from everything I felt, I had a blast. It was a fun car to drive.
Johnny is very professional in his manner and his approach to not only the media side of things, but also his driving. And I think he has shown consistency across the day to day. Yeah, he's showing potential, but has a bit more to develop when it comes to driving compared to the top 3 guys in the shootout.
The first session went okay, could have been better, so there's definitely still room for improvement.
Working with Liam's been great. Lovely, lovely kid. I think he's one of those drivers that is really marketable, can represent a brand, talk for his sponsors, his clients, whoever it might be. Having someone that's just good at heart is such a big thing, because you can't teach that. He's shown great progression on track, building up the confidence. We had a few little mistakes in the first session, but then the final session, driving the thing like he'd been in it for a couple of days.
First session today was, I think, suboptimal, but this is what it's about. Now we have 3 more sessions to prove that we can have the session that we want. So it's just about picking apart what we did, what we're doing wrong, what we can improve on, and making sure that we're putting that out there. Yeah.
Alejandro, it's his 2nd year with PT Autosport, and he basically started off where he left it last year, and again has steadily improved throughout the session so far.
It was really just a learning session, learning experience. Took a few laps to dial in the car and figure out the track. All in all, it was a good session.
Meeting Zach yesterday, really impressive with how he came across. And then inside the car, he started off fairly steady, not having driven the Boxster before. I think from session 2, once he found his rhythm and smoothed out, he progressed massively right up till session 4, where he gained so much performance and time, and his pace is definitely there. And I feel like he's driving also with that determination to want to win this shootout.
The plan was just to go out and build up to things, learn the car, learn the track. So yeah, I just took things step by step, not to overstep, but also started exploring where the limitations of the car are and also how to extract, what the car wants from me in order to pull the lap time out of it. So it was a session of exploration and building.
Nicky coming with a lot of experience, been a really interesting one, quite a different experience compared to a lot of the other drivers here. So that has always been a bit of a change from what we're used to, but it's been really cool to see how Nicky's taken to this car. We started the day with driving traits that were similar to the Carrera Cup cars, and we've managed to kind of tune that out of him as the day's gone on, showing that he can be adaptable to the cars. He's been a great trait to display to us. He's taken the feedback on, and he's been really quick all day long.
My first session was really good. I think the biggest thing that was weird is just kind of learning the car. I come from a background of driving slower cars than this, so it was an adjustment to get used to that. But all things considered, I felt it was really good.
Max is his first year with PT Autosport, 18-year-old, and from the outset, you can see that he's got great car control, he's got great feel, he's quick, he listens to what you say, and he can put that into practice and translate that into a quicker lap time.
He did exactly what we asked from the get-go. So the morning session on track, we just wanted everyone to take it easy, feel the car, don't go too fast and write it off, because obviously you can't prove anything then as you go throughout the day. So he did a great job of slowly building it in. He was capable of more from straight away, but he took time to warm the tyres up, took instruction really well, and also any little hints or tips we give him, he was either asking for them, but we were giving him, and he was actually doing on track as well. So yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, good job yesterday, everybody. Hope you had some form of sleep and you're ready again for today. Obviously, as mentioned yesterday, we were planning on cutting the field down to 6 for today. That took a lot of consideration, a lot of thinking, a lot of looking over the data and trying to figure out, what you guys have seen, or what we have seen from you guys so far, what we're trying to look for, and where you fit in, to PT. We've come to our decision, so we'll lead this briefing with that decision, and I'll hand over to Mr. Bad News.
Yeah, so the not fun part, but obviously it's a competition, so 2 of you will not be getting in the cars this morning, and that is Aaron and Johnny. Sorry guys, but better luck next time.
Yep.
All good stuff, all good competition.
And that's not to say you didn't do a good job. Everybody here did a great job. Everybody here, I think it's been the hardest year across the board so far, where we're seeing a lot of good things from all of you, and that's also not necessarily to say that this is it for you. Like, we want to see you come back, we want to see you work for it, and this, obviously we're here to provide guidance and support and kind of pointers to help you continue on your journeys as well.
Making it to the final 8, being able to come out here and show what you got was awesome. And when I discovered this opportunity so recently, I knew immediately this is something that I had to try to jump into. I would love the chance to come back here next year. You don't get many opportunities like this in life, especially for such a niche sport as well. Motorsport's a tough sport to get into, especially on the driver's side. I mean, monumentally on the driver's side. This came to me late in my life, unfortunately, and at that point it already starts restricting a little bit of what you can or what can be done. But yeah, this is not the last time you're gonna see me, that is for sure.
It's been great having you.
Yeah,
Please
thanks for having
feel free. Are you gonna stay around today? And
I'm gonna do
good.
right
Okay,
now.
good. And come to dinner tonight.
Yeah.
You got the room till tomorrow. Yeah.
Haven't done the simulator yet.
Perfect. Hey, We can have you on that simulator all day if you want.
I love that.
Awesome.
It's been a blast from start to finish. The fitness test may not have gone in my favor, but everything else was certainly really fun. I enjoyed driving the car, just getting to know the manual transmission, all of the weight transfer that you would have to do behind the wheel, the footwork, the left foot braking. I've always done left foot braking, but to be able to do it in a setting like this is certainly proven to be a challenge. And just getting the car rotated through the corners with the gas and not spinning it out was certainly difficult, especially through the last 2 corners. But I felt so out of place. Like all I've ever done is sim race, so there was so much that I didn't know. I don't think of it as having lost something. It's gained me a level of credibility that I would have never had otherwise, so I can work with that.
Working with Bryce again today on track, good to see that he has learned year on year, definitely maturing as a driver. Fortunately, the red mist come down as we do as all race drivers, and we just tried a little bit too hard. Unfortunately, we had a little spin on turn 1 and then again later on turn 2. So unfortunately, that's the nature of the game, because obviously when you're pushing that hard and you've got an opportunity this big, that it means everything to you, which it does to Bryce. And unfortunately, as good as his talent is, he just pushed that a little bit too hard, and we put a rear wheel on the grass and spun around just off on the exit.
We have to do the sad bit again and cut 2 more drivers.
Unfortunately, Alex and Bryce. Sorry.
You're in the final 8. You made it here again. That's still something to be proud of. Bryce, we explained why and what happened. Alex, we needed you to take that extra step today, and we didn't see it. That's not to say you can't make it. That's not to say you can't find it. But yeah, we need to figure out how to find a little bit more in you to go further.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bryce.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sorry how it ended.
All good.
Yeah.
It's all part of racing. So.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that's helped me is learning that I actually didn't lose. I learned. Losing would have been to quit and to give up on what I set out to do and what my younger self wanted to do. And every obstacle is actually an opportunity to grow, to learn, to come back stronger. I kind of flipped the switch and almost made it exciting of like, we lost, but that just exposed my weaknesses. So what can I do to come back stronger?
It's been a mix of emotions, this experience, for sure. Driving a race car, there's no way you can't enjoy that. And just being in this atmosphere, pressure-filled, butterflies in your stomach, I think when you look back at it, you tend to enjoy it a little more. In the moment, it gets pretty tense. I've been able to learn so much, not just on the track, but off the track. The biggest thing is just how to handle that tension, that emotion. In a race weekend, you have so much going on. So when you have that ability to put yourself to the test and see how you progress mentally through something that gets so intense, that's super key in making sure that you can apply that and understand the aspect of pressure, underperformance, and vice versa.
The remaining 4 of you is going to be back to a bit more of a session where this really is your final time to try things, to work with your coach, to experiment, to see what else you can find out of the car, see what else you can change in your technique, see what you can learn, and then this afternoon we want to see you putting it all together and showing us what you've really got. I know we're throwing a lot at you, but it's not necessarily any different to what you're going to experience on a race weekend or a test day. You could end up doing test days and driving 600-700 miles in a day. So I know it's rough, but you're going to have to deal with it.
I'm a bit nicer off track than I am on the track.
I think at that point, you're so tunnel visioned.
I like to picture what's going on track, what I'm gonna do for the race. I don't wanna hurt anybody, but frankly, I'm not there to make friends. I'm there to win.
Initially, when it came about, it was marrying motorsports with youth development. Think about it, this is our 3rd shootout. So by the time you do your 3rd thing, it better be right or it's the last one you're doing. And I would like to think that given the quality of competition we had here across our 8 candidates and the level of staff we had across the board, I think we did it right, and there's definitely going to be a 4th in the future.
It's an honor to have been a part of this from the beginning. And I had gotten out of motorsports after a long time of racing in the Grand Am and IMSA world. And I got out of racing because I didn't like the feeling I had around a lot of the stuff I was doing. And when Jeff talked with me, I actually felt good about what I was doing again. And I still feel great about it. And today was a very tough decision process. And I feel very good about what we decided upon, although I hate that not everyone could be a winner, but I appreciate that everyone came here and participated.
We don't just look at times. We've kind of highlighted that point throughout, but all of you were in a second by the end of this, you know, which is pretty amazing when you think of everybody's different background, everybody's different experience level, you know, the different journeys you've been on to get to this point. And so I think it's, you know, a testament to our coaching staff as well that, you know, they've done such a great job to get you all up to speed and really try and find the best out of you throughout this experience. So I'll start with announcing our third place, which this year, third place in the PT Autosport Aspiring Drivers Shootout goes to Max Stallone.
I have absolutely enjoyed my experience. We're all here because we love driving cars, and we got to do that for 2 days, which was amazing. And then I really enjoyed getting to know all my competitors and the whole PT team. It was an awesome 3 days, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to come out and drive some really cool cars and hang out with some really cool people. And I'm hopeful because I don't think this will be the end of this. So I'm looking forward to next year and beyond.
Second place in the PT Autosport Aspiring Drivers Shootout for 2024 goes to Liam Crystal.
It's been an amazing experience. Yeah, definitely nothing short of incredible. The whole event was super organized, super well thought out, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a bittersweet feeling because you just miss out on the top step, but I mean, I can be super proud of how far I've come. I've been super inactive before arriving here, and then getting in and being in something so familiar, especially with the H-pattern gearbox. That was a massive learning curve for me, and definitely I think my limiting factor. But we pushed through, and I think I did a good job, and I can be proud of the job that I did. So I'm walking away a bit hurt, but also feeling happy, and I've met some amazing people who I'm sure I'll stay in touch with, and I'll see them around soon, and definitely at a racetrack somewhere too. So yeah, I mean, of course I learned a lot on track too, but it's done a lot of character building for sure. This competition has put a lot of weight on everyone's shoulders, I think, which is natural, but it's also taught us how to deal with that weight and deal with the pressure. You know, it's also alien and foreign a little bit with all these and it's intense too. It's very intense. So to manage everything, it's been a bit tough. So definitely kind of makes you a better person. Yeah, 100% walking away from it a better person.
You should all be extremely proud of being here. You know, we had over 220 applicants, so we get more and more attention. The bar gets higher and higher every year as well. You know, that's shown in the competition we've experienced in the last couple of days. The fact that you're here, the final 8 of those candidates, you know, it's been a lot of work for the 3 of us and our wider team to narrow that down. You should be extremely, extremely proud of yourselves for making it this far, and we've spoke the whole way through that whether you win or lose, we hope this is a valuable experience regardless. We're here for driver development. We're here to give you a platform to build your careers, and that doesn't mean that if you don't win, this is over. We're building this platform to support all of you. We're in the process of building resources and programs as well that we can keep everybody's careers moving forward. We can give advice to everybody. We can keep everybody building in the right direction. So that's something to keep an eye out for in the near future. But without further ado, the winner of the 2024 PT Autosport Aspiring Drivers Shootout is Zach Collingshead.
That passion, that dedication, it comes from my dad. I mean, he's taught me all I know. He's taught me to be respectful, resilient, persevering. So I carry that with me wherever I go. To have support from someone like PT Autosport, from Jeff, Jason, and Alex, it means the world, and I can't wait to show that I'm that much grateful, and I will put all the energy I have into it, for sure.
Zach, in all honesty, was kind of in the middle to start off with. He was a little bit of an unknown, really. You know, he seemed to have the right traits. He seemed to have the right work ethic. He seemed to have all of the ingredients that, at least from my side, it told me he could do this. Never really racing with a big team or having like the perfect opportunity, but doing a lot with very little. I think that resonates with me for sure, because that's the situation that I was in, and that's the situation that a program like this was able to change for me.
The quality of the candidates has never been so high. But our slogan, discover unique talent and develop champions, exists for a reason. And while Zach might not have been the obvious choice from an outsider's perspective, I think from all of us who saw him compete, it was a unique opportunity to take someone in who's working day in and day out as a mechanic in the motorsports industry, racing at every opportunity he can, but living and breathing and in this sport.
Zach got up to speed pretty well. He worked with our coaches very well. He implemented changes. He dealt very well with the pressure, especially as it continued to build and build and build towards the end of the process. And ultimately, when we let them loose without a coach in the car, he's the one who delivered. You know, he was the most consistent, he was significantly faster. Ultimately, a lot of this comes down to who can deal with the pressure, who can deliver when it matters, and Zach did exactly that.
Like everyone's been saying, it came down to the wire, and I'm just lucky I stacked up where I did in the end. Is that good? Okay.